Zenless Zone Zero has a plethora of competitive modes, like Deadly Assault, Threshold Simulation, Sword Bearer, and the Endless Tower. The way these modes compete are slightly different, but they all ultimately rely on a percentage-based placement system. Deadly Assault and Threshold Simulation are both challenges that require the player to have a variety of well-built teams and proper game knowledge to gain as many points as possible. Sword Bearer was a limited time competitive mode that required proper understanding of a buff system that played like a boss rush, and the Endless Tower tests how willing you are to waste multiple hours doing the same thing over and over again. Of these three challenge types, I'd already finished two, being top 1% in both Threshold Simulation and Sword Bearer. The only challenge left was top 1% in the Endless Tower. Unlike the point-based scoring system that the other modes incorporated, the tower is based on the collection of Medals of Honor. Every floor after the 50th has a point goal that, when reached, grants a Medal of Honor. Wait, it is still a point-based scoring system. Anyways, there are tons of ways to get points on each floor, like dealing damage, clearing floors faster, and executing a variety of mechanics in the game. Things like perfect dodging and assisting. Except after the 50th floor, attack indicators disappear completely. Most combat in Zenless follows a rule that you don't really need to care about what the enemy is doing. Gold flash means parry, red flash means dodge, and purple flash means get good. This is the major difference the tower has compared to every other mode. Since these flashes disappear in the tower, it's crucial to learn and understand enemy movesets. Every 10 floors you have a limited amount of agents you can bring, and you need to plan accordingly for enemy weaknesses or resistances in order to clear floors efficiently. But of all the methods to earn points, the most important one is to do each floor hitless. The value of doing a floor hitless is so great that it makes more sense to reset a floor after getting hit than trying to earn points through other methods. With only 23 days left before the tower would reset, I finally decided that I would begin my climb. But what I didn't know was that this little challenge would take me nearly 40 hours. Starting this climb, I decided I would stream it on YouTube, and I went into this challenge entirely blind, meaning I didn't have any expectations for how long it would take me or how high I would actually have to climb, until a chatter said this.
Search the top leader. The top 1% is 300 to 400 medals. 300 to 400 medals. That number is a lot smaller than I actually expected. But I'm at 15 medals. Well, let's do some calculations real quick. 1.5 hours to get 15 medals. I need at least, let's say 400. Let's go for 400 here. I need 400 medals. Divided by 15. 26. I need to do this 26 times over. And we multiply that by 90 minutes, which is an hour, 2,400 minutes. And obviously divide that by 60. And it would be 40 hours. 40 hours on this estimated time to get 400 medals. Okay, 40 hours isn't that many, right? That's like 2 full days, technically. And I have 23 days.
Now, you might be surprised that my estimation of time ended up being almost the exact time I spent. But while my calculations were correct, the way I got to the solution was wrong. The first issue is that the goalpost was significantly further than I expected, with the true floor being over double my expectation. The second issue was that my early runs took the longest. It took me an hour to clear 10 floors, and by the final day, it only took me 20 minutes. The first step in improving my clear speed by over 200% was through the learning of enemy mechanics and movesets. And there would be 4 enemies that I would need to understand to clear floors efficiently. First is the Fisher Crab. The Fisher Crab is a mimic, disguising itself as a mini cargo truck. In the tower, Fisher Crabs spawn alongside 5 real mini cargo trucks. Interacting with at least 3 real trucks allows you to move on without fighting the crab, and with enough points to receive a medal. Interact with the crab and you're forced to fight it. Learning to identify the crab is very important, as you have to burn resources fighting the crab, and you lose out on the otherwise free resources from the real trucks, namely energy and decibels. It also takes time. Fighting the crab took me around 2 minutes, and skipping it takes around 10 seconds. There's usually at least 1 crab every 20 plus floors, and having climbed 800, that's around 40 crabs. Skipping all of them saves a minimum of 70 minutes, and that's without calculating the additional time saved on future floors thanks to the resource stim, or the time saved from not risking resets. So, how did I learn to identify the crab? Luckily, in the Swordseeker's Chronicle event, we learned that a Fisher Crab's truck light stays green at all times, while real truck lights only turn green once you approach them. Of course, I completely forgot about this and needed a chatter to tell me, but it would have been cool if I had remembered.
Top 1% took me climbing up to floor 750, only missing 1 medal. Okay, am I tweaking, or is 750 way more than 400? Oh, you said it would be more than 400. Okay, well, 750 it is then. We'll just climb to 750. I have all the time in the world, guys. Or, well, I don't. I only have 22 days, but realistically, that's Oh, double decibel is so OP. 750 floors with only missing 1 medal. Huh. I'm not terribly worried. Oh shit. Guys, I have to record that. I have to record that for the video.
As you can tell, this information devastated me to my core. All my glorious plans were ruined, and I couldn't even sleep for 3 days after learning this. Okay, all jokes aside, having a first-hand account on a true goal made things easier, even if it was double my expectation. The next couple of days were pretty easy. I was getting used to streaming and climbing, and despite a few unexpected situations, like my brother commenting on Yishuan's massive chest.
God. Is this Pokemon? No, this is not Pokemon. Hey.
Ash versus Garrett.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. One of my chatters wants you to do ASMR. Why not? She does have some tits. I was gonna have either you or...
How many of you guys are ladies?
None of them. My viewers are all men. I wonder why.
Damn it.
Look at the game that I'm playing, man.
Any of you ladies 18 and under?
Hey, I didn't say that. Get this guy off of my stream. Get out of here. I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm sweating, bro. I'm low-key sweating. Okay, get out of here.
Everything went pretty smoothly, until I finally reached stat enhancement level 15.
I'm not gonna start this. I just want to see. Yep, there it is. Stat 15 enhancement. Stat enhancement 15%. Level 15. Wow, I can't read.
Every so often in the tower, enemy stats would be improved, up to level 15 where they had a massive 500% increase in HP, an 80% increase to attack, a 50% increase to daze resistance, and a 50% increase to anomaly buildup resistance. The 500% increase to HP meant that even despite improving, my clear speeds weren't getting any faster. The issue? My team comps. Earlier, I said that planning around weaknesses and resistances would be important, but I lied. Realistically, the most efficient way to climb, and the way many high rankers climbed, was just by using super whaled out characters to one-shot every floor. If the enemy never gets to hit you, you never need to worry about resetting. Unfortunately, I am not a whale, and my most expensive character was M3 Sambi. Even more unfortunately, Sambi sucks in the tower. Plenty of enemies have electric resistance, and she doesn't gain any bonuses against miasma shields, which every enemy has. Additionally, she doesn't have very many iframes, and she struggles against multiple enemies. But that was when I remembered the words of a very wise man. Just use Ye Shenguang, she's OP. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. For the first time in ZZZ history, I was happy that power creep was a thing. Physical resistance, 20% resistance spend. Miasma shields, honed edges 50% increase to miasma purification. Iframes, half of her basic attacks have it, and she's effectively immortal in the enlightened mind state. Ye Shenguang could do everything that Ambi couldn't, and even with the 4-cost team, every floor was exponentially easier than my 9-cost Sambi team. With that roster change, I was ready to deal with the next major obstacle, Tepis. Under the early floor stat scalings, Tepis weren't much of an issue, to the point where I hardly even noticed them. At level 15, that changed. Tepis were fairly common and were incredibly tanky, often taking longer than 2 or 3 non-Tepis floors. Luckily, there was one method to make them easier to kill. By defensive assisting their fist attacks multiple times, you could cause an impairment status, increasing their stun damage multiplier by 30%, stacking 2 times. But it's easier said than done. By trying to get defensive assist instead of just spamming iframes, the risk of getting hit becomes much greater, and it becomes hard to tell whether the trade-off in damage is worth the time lost for every reset. I never did truly learn whether it was worth it, but after learning its moveset, one impairment was what I fished for every Tepis floor. The next difficult enemy was the Shielded Defender. Similar to Tepis, it was extremely tanky. Its normal health bar was hard enough to deal with, but the massive shield it would regularly gain only made the fight more tedious. The regular method for breaking these shields is just to apply Burn or Assault, but I didn't want to play Alice because the Shielded Defender has this bullshit flamethrower attack that hits Alice at the end of her EVA 3, and because my Alice doesn't have a real team, her damage wasn't very good. Thus, I had to create a strategy to defeat it using only Shungas. If I ignored the shield mechanic entirely, the fight would take way too long, but Ye Shenguang builds up very little anomaly, and only during her enlightened mind state. Thailand, however, does not have this issue, and using her in tandem with Ye Shenguang allowed me to come up with this strategy. First, I delayed miasma shield purification to time it with when the shield would come up, instantly skipping through the first shield phase. During this delaying of damage, I would use Dylan to build up both daze and physical anomaly, getting to around 70 to 80% daze before waiting for the next shield phase. Once that popped, the stun would instantly remove it without wasting any damage. And by the time the third shield phase started, I had already built up enough physical anomaly to break it instantly with Assault. Depending on my buffs and rotations, sometimes this would be enough, but on the off chance it wasn't, and a fourth shield phase began, I would have built up enough honed edged anomaly to trigger another Assault, effectively skipping every shield phase. You might say this strategy isn't really much of a strategy, and you're right, it's really quite simple, but it was so drastically different than my regular strategy that I thought it deserved some attention. The final enemy that would prove to be an issue is, as you might have guessed, miasmic Jane Doe. Jane Doe's regular attacks are basically indistinguishable from one another, and adding on all the screen clutter, it became incredibly hard to react and dodge. Instead, I guess based off minor movements and moveset analysis. There isn't even a gimmick here. While iframes are still OP, Jane is super aggressive, meaning you're eventually forced to dodge certain attacks since you will run out of iframes if you spam them. Jane Doe is the only enemy in the tower that truly required me to lock in completely and learn her entire moveset, and was ultimately one of my favorite encounters.
Anyways, that's it for today. Bye bye. Now, you might be wondering, where did you go for 2 weeks? Why did you stop streaming for 2 weeks? And I don't have a very good answer for that, other than the fact that 2 weeks is a pretty long time, and I think I was on like floor 350 the last time I ended stream. Well, I did a little bit of grinding offline, and now we're on floor 700. Top 2%. And if my memory serves, then that means I should only need around 50 floors to get to top 1%, 750 or so. But we have 6 hours and 3 minutes left. 6 hours left, okay? And I've done the calculations. It takes me around 15 minutes when I'm off stream to clear 10 floors. No, 15, 20 minutes or so. When I'm on stream, that usually takes around 30 minutes. I'm too busy yapping, I'm getting distracted, I'm dying more often. All sorts of reasons for why I'm failing. But I've given myself enough time for at least 100 floors tonight. Before the tower ends, I have around 100 floors worth of time, if not more, to make it into top 1%. The goal floor was 750, but I had already accounted for the fact that the goal was from over 3 weeks ago, and that there was no way that it would still be 750. Despite that, I figured that it couldn't have been more than floor 800, because only 2 days earlier I had reached floor 580 and made it into the top 2%. And before that, I had reached top 4% at floor 320. That's a 260 floor difference for 2, which I figured meant that the last 1% couldn't be more than a 200 floor difference. I was wrong. Oh my god, we're still 2%. How much time do we have? 2 hours and 30 minutes. We can probably get to like 850 if we keep grinding for the remaining 2.5 hours, which is kind of absurd, but doable. I've made the commitment already. I'm here for it. Oh my god, we're at 850 and it's still 2%. Oh, I might not make it, guys. I unironically might not make it. I could have done more grinding as well. I just thought that realistically 850 would be enough to make it in. Holy shit. We have 47 minutes left. We are not making it. Holy shit, it's still 2%. Oh my god, oh my god. It might be over. I don't think I can do it. We might just be short on time. It could have happened. I could have made top 1% if only I decided that I would risk going to top 1% off stream. But I wanted to do it for you guys, chat. I wanted to do it on stream so you guys could watch me do it. I didn't want to risk it. I stopped at 700. I was thinking about going to 750. Maybe if I'd gone to 750, it would have been enough. I'm not blaming you guys, though. This is a decision I made on my own. If I wasn't to be a content creator, I would have been top 1% by now, 100%. I would not have pushed to the last day to wait for this. But I needed to do it for the clickbait. It's okay that you're late. All that matters is that you're here. We got 8 minutes left. We have to keep pushing until the very end. I'll say this right now, chat. Even if we don't make it, I do not regret a single thing I've done. I do not regret not pushing further on my own. I do not regret... Oh my god, I almost regretted that one. Holy shit. I won't regret it if we don't make it to top 1%. I gotta record this. I need to record my meaningful chat with chat. What? I need to record my last words. That sounds like I'm gonna fucking die. I'm not gonna die if I don't make it, but like, I need to record my last words in case I don't make it to top 1% for the sake of the video. Oh my god, I waffled too much earlier. I should have locked in an hour ago. I just didn't think I'd have to be going this long. It is the last push. I didn't say I was gonna make it, but I did say yes in the description. I'm gonna have to go fucking change that, bro. If we don't make it, I had to change my description so it doesn't say yes. This is a result of my greed, my avarice, man. In all the previous ones, it was, can I make it in 23 days or 18 days or 14 days or how many days were left, and it said maybe in the description. I changed it to yes today, and now it's over. It's gonna be over. I have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. I can't check the seconds time because for some reason the seconds time doesn't exist on Windows 11. I have one more chance. One more floor. I think there's someone else doing this at the same time as me. I do not believe that it's possible that the threshold has gone up so much since since we started. It just doesn't make any sense. Stay the fuck away from me, you little cultist fuck. I saw you running up, trying to ruin the run, trying to ruin the last floor. I have 2 minutes. I don't have time. Okay, we actually got it. Well, I don't think I can do another floor. I have 1 minute left. We'll take one look at what it is. If it's a Fisher Crab, we're going. If it's anything else, we're pausing. We're seeing whatever result. It's not a Fisher Crab. Pause. Top 1%. It's over. It's over, guys. We've lost. Top 2%. We're not making it in. 0 minutes left on the reset. It's over. Unfortunately, it looks like the tower is going to reset in a few seconds here. 13 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's over. It's gone. The tower. We didn't make it. Holy shit. I actually didn't make it. Sword Bearer top 1%. Top 1% Simulation Commander. Crowned top 2%. It's so ugly. It's so ugly, guys. So sad. Never put that title on, you disgrace. I mean, honestly, that's the part that's the greatest. Even if I got top 1%, I wouldn't have put it here. My banner is ambi focused and it would forever be ambi focused. I will not be changing this banner. Guys, how am I gonna clickbait my video now? Am I Sambi still M3? Why not M6? I'm fucking poor. What are we talking about? I don't have the money to do that. Make this the reason to claim my throne back next time. Bro, it was never my throne in the first place. I was never even in the top 1%. I was like, yeah, I'll just wait until I have time to do it. And then I just waited until there was 23 days left. And then I waited until there was 3 days left. And then I waited until there was 6 hours left. And I just didn't make it. We didn't make the cutoff, guys. We, all of us, me and you guys. Now that sounds like copium. That really does sound like copium. But guess what, guys? There's actually one more reason why it's okay that this is top 2%. It's because this is not 628 Good Mornings New Iridu. I missed 1 day. I missed the first day of release. So my badges are already not perfect. No one that's watching this archive will be able to see you guys. The chat is going to be removed from the archive, meaning they'll have to trust me and my word because I don't show my chat on screen. So what we're saying right now is that my chat is the one that's coping. I am not coping. It's you guys. You guys are the ones that are coping.
It took me 4 months to make this video. Maybe I was heartbroken. I wasn't, but let's act like I was. Anyways, it was fun. Go watch the archives if you want to see more, and I'll probably do more streams eventually. And if you made it this far, leave a like or comment or just anything really. If you subscribe, maybe I'll get to 1,000 subs. That would be cool.